The universe runs on natural laws. Discover, study, and apply these laws to glide through your life with more flow, magic, and mastery. So my name's Jasmine, and welcome to the Revolution of Consciousness channel. And today I want to talk about the principle of mentalism. The principle of mentalism is just one of 7 principles that can be seen throughout the totality of creation. These ancient principles, when studied and applied, can be used for self-mastery. The 7 principles were taken from the Kybalion, one of my favourite books ever written. The principles fall under the category of Hermeticism, a branch of spiritual philosophy and ancient wisdom that stems back to the 1st and 2nd centuries AD. These teachings influence both ancient Greek and Egyptian cultures, and the teachings themselves are said to have been outlined by the great master of the universe known as Thoth in ancient Egypt and Hermes in Greece. This video is going to focus primarily on the first principle, the principle of mentalism. So I will be doing other videos on the remaining 6 principles. And if you want to really use these principles, then you want to use them in conjunction with each other because they are all very interconnected. And we want to use them together in order to really master our world. The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. So whether you are new to these philosophies or not, then you are likely here for a reason, and this information you are ready for. The principle of mentalism. The all is mind, the universe is mental. So firstly, in order to really grasp this principle, we want to firstly look at what is the all. So the all is everything. It's the mental plane, the physical plane, and the spiritual plane. The all is everything that we can and cannot comprehend with our human minds. The all is what is most commonly known as God, or the divine, source, spirit, the absolute, whatever name we choose to give it, really. And it's the substantial reality that underlines all of existence. So for the purpose of this video, I'm going to stick to the terminology used in the Kybalion. So when I refer to the all, I'm referring to God or whatever you wish to call it. So the all, it is unknowable. It's not something that we can really comprehend with our teeny tiny little human minds. It's infinite. And trying to kind of grasp something that is so completely out of this world, it's kind of impossible. So already we can see that this principle is not necessarily the most easy to understand. In fact, actually, I think that it's probably the most difficult, but it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the most powerful and most important nonetheless. Everything that happens to us during our daily lives is certain stimuli that is translated and interpreted by our brain. So everything that happens to us happens in our brain and mind. We are simply interpreting vibrations such as light and sound, etc. So just as everything happens within our mind, the same could be said for the all. So the Kybalion states that we exist within the mind of the all. Now, because we exist within the mind of the all, we possess God-like attributes. And this is where the law of attraction and manifestation come into play. We create reality with our mind, and the all creates with mind also. Here we see that the mind is insanely powerful, and just like the all, we can create whatever we like because we are a component of it. Though our finite mind might not be as immense as the infinite mind of the all, let's explore how powerful our mind actually is based on what we already know. Look around you. The house, the phone, the clothes you wear, they all began with a thought in the mind of their creator. You wouldn't be watching this video right now unless you followed a thought stream that brought you here. This video and the items around you are simply physical manifestations of a thought. Now, the vast majority of our emotions are also caused by thoughts. There may be one single thought that is influencing your mood right now. The quality of your emotions and thoughts will attract higher quality events in your life. Therefore, thoughts greatly influence our external world and our internal world. They create our state of being and our experiences here on this planet. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. And what you imagine, you create. Now, through firstly realizing the powerful mind of the all and therefore the power contained within our own mind, and secondly realizing that all energy and matter that materializes in the universe is a result of thoughts, whether it began in the mind of the all or within our own mind, we begin to see here that matter and energy is actually subordinate to the power of the mind. So if reality is simply a mental projection, then we possess the power to actually influence matter and create whatever we could possibly imagine. How can we apply this principle and master our world? So knowing that the world around us and our personal experience is greatly influenced by the mind, what actually goes on in the mind is so incredibly important simply because it shapes our entire experience. One of the fundamental teachings of this principle really is that everything begins on a mental level before it manifests physical results. So in order to master our world, we must turn our attention to our own mind and what goes on within it. Belief systems. A belief system is simply a thought that we keep thinking over and over. So if one particular thought is thought enough, then it gains enough momentum to project itself into our reality, only to reinforce the belief and strengthen it. For example, if during our upbringing our parents struggled financially and possessed the belief that money is hard to acquire, they are likely to then instill the same belief system upon us. We grow up to attract this belief system into our reality, experiencing financial struggles, and the pattern repeats. Understanding the power of the mind, we must then understand how much of our human experience is actually made up of belief systems and how much these belief systems actually shape our reality. So this is why we really want to turn our attention to our belief systems, become aware of them, and through this process of mental alchemy, actually transmute our negative belief systems into positive ones, which is kind of a whole other video in and of itself. I want to dive deep into mental alchemy, but I think that's for another video. Past conditioning. The mind influences our present reality enormously, yet our mind is heavily conditioned by our past experiences, and we have become a slave to it over the years. In order to really break through the barriers of our past conditioning, we can practice becoming the observer of our thoughts and unlocking an entirely new awareness within us. Through embracing witness consciousness, we become aware of what thoughts we are thinking, whilst also possessing the power to drop thoughts that don't serve us. Through learning to watch the mind, we are no longer a slave to its overthinking and negative thought patterns that can wreak havoc on our emotional body and therefore our earthly experience. Instead, we can truly use the mind for the incredible tool that it is. So what I feel that the principle is really getting at here, and what I'm getting at here, is that through cultivating power over the mind, through cultivating mastery over the mind, creating a healthier mind space with positive thoughts and belief systems that serve us, then we are able to really create our outer world accordingly, as within, so without. Now, if we exist within the mind of God, does this mean we are God? Well, maybe, but maybe not. All truths are but half truths. The all creates the universe mentally in the same way we do. We may both create with mind, however, our finite mind and the infinite mind of the all are vastly different in degree. So to think of us in physical form as God seems pretty foolish. We may all be one, connected as a whole, but we still identify as the drop rather than the ocean. Yet all truths are but half truths. So perhaps through transcending the human mind, through cultivating the witness and becoming the observer of our world, maybe we are able to move closer to the mind of God simply through transcending egoic identity of separation and awakening a feeling of interconnectedness with all that is. If we can rest in a place that is absent of thought, removing identity and becoming one with all that is, we really embody our true power and purpose for our existence in the mind of God. So, why is this such a profound occult secret? So, as we've explored, this principle implicates that really we possess the power of the all of God, yet to just a smaller degree. And that in and of itself is incredibly empowering. It enables us to really realize that we can draw on our inherent power as creator beings to really design and shape and create the physical world around us using our thoughts. And through alchemizing the mind and mastering life, then we're able to do anything in this lifetime as long as we believe that we can. And that is pure magic.
Oh.